I want to watch. Let's see. Let's see what the Legal Eagle is saying because he usually has some good fucking takes. So
it's funny. Usually, in a domestic defamation dispute like this, the internet has all kinds of opinions, but they've been completely silent about Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. It's weird.
what the fuck, yo?
It's weird.
He was trying to leave. Toxic for everyone involved. Oh my god, homie put me in the fucking thumbo, dude. Yo, that's one of the Hasanabi Clips industrial complexes too. Hey, shouts out to Legal Eagle. Get the fuck out of here, bro. I don't like it when super hot dudes are professionals in their field, okay? I don't like that. What are you doing? Get out of here. You and Dr. Mike both. Fuck you guys, okay? This is definitely one of the Clips channels. Visibly angry big Johnny Depp. Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so Johnny Depp is suing Amber Heard again. And she is suing him at exactly the same time. And this is not the first time that Johnny Depp has tried to sue his former spouse, Amber Heard. This is all incredibly crazy. And this latest suit and countersuit is already turning into a circus. Of course, for Hollywood celebrities leading public lives, it seems like there's no such thing as a truly private matter. And this has certainly been the case for Amber Heard, who has publicly accused her ex-husband, Johnny Depp, of subjecting her to years of physical and emotional abuse during their marriage. And Depp, for his part, has vehemently denied the allegations, accusing Heard of defaming him with fabricated claims while portraying Heard as the real abuser. And while Heard has primarily aired her grievances to the media, Depp has opted to take his fight to the courtroom in both the UK and the state of Virginia. Now, determining the truth of domestic violence allegations is invariably a challenging prospect.
I mean, he's gonna take 2 L's, like straight up. For those of you who are, I would be very surprised if he wins this defamation suit. But I don't think the goal is to win the defamation suit, let alone win awards at all. I think the goal is to, correct the record on letting people hear his side, but it doesn't matter. And from that point, he has actually won the court of public opinion, right? A lot of people, I think, are seeing his side in a way that they had never thought about. I'm one of those people. Like, I didn't fucking know so much of this shit, and I didn't really pay attention to it at all. Like, it didn't guide my way. It didn't guide my mentality about Johnny Depp at all, even prior to this, because I just had not paid any attention to it whatsoever. But now I and many others, I think, are totally recognizing that, the situation was different than the way it was previously presented. And that's the goal. That was the goal, I think, from the Johnny Depp team, is to change the public record, not necessarily win the defamation suit.
As a result, the public's response to these allegations has been incredibly polarizing, with Heard and Depp having their own supporters and detractors alike. So, Legal Eagles, let's talk about the Johnny Depp-Amber Heard saga. We'll cover the facts leading up to the decades-long dispute between the former celebrity couple, review the multi-million-dollar defamation lawsuits in the UK and the US.
Why do you think he won't win? In the United States, winning a defamation suit is really fucking difficult. Like, really difficult. Winning a defamation suit in the United States is really difficult. And also, if the defamation is, if the defamation suit revolves around like whether Johnny Depp could be considered someone who like abused his wife, girlfriend, partner, there is enough evidence, even if it's reactive abuse, there is enough evidence that you could let that you could have that stick. Like, there are instances throughout their relationship where Johnny Depp, I mean, this is a very long relationship, it's a very toxic relationship, and there are instances where Johnny Depp has been physical with Amber Heard. And because of that, even if Amber Heard is the main responsible party, that's not how the law works. You know what I mean? They will not look at the situation and go, oh, wow, like, there is no, I guess, the law demands a perfect victim. I guess that's what my point is. The law demands a perfect victim, and Johnny Depp was far from a perfect victim, but you should not be a perfect victim. You don't have to be a perfect victim, and that's precisely why in the court of public opinion, we recognize that it was a little bit more complex than the way that a lot more complex and very different than the way Amber Heard had presented it. You get it? You have to almost state that you intended to cause direct harm with your statements, intending to defame the other party? Yeah, pretty much.
That have been brought as a result, and talk about how Johnny Depp can sue Amber Heard twice for basically the same thing.
Him wanting this public is horrible, not helping him get a job. I think you're entirely incorrect. I think this court case being filmed and being heavily documented like this is a gigantic dub for Johnny Depp. It is probably the only way that Johnny Depp could have ever corrected the record, outside of like using millions and millions of dollars in a PR team to do like a mass blast campaign, which the media would still probably turn around and say, look at him using millions of dollars to fucking, change people's attitudes about him.
Now, the former Hollywood couple's Virginia courtroom conference.
Oh, sorry. The last thing I'm going to say is what's going to happen? Is he going to lose more roles, dude? Oh, wait. Like, oh no. Johnny Depp's going to lose more roles that he already lost? Like, he's not. He already lost the roles. It's over. You know what I mean? So, he's trying to fix it. And I do think that he can potentially fix it.
Is the culmination of 10 years of love, heartbreak, and abuse allegations between the Pirates of the Caribbean actor and the Justice League actress. Here is the timeline of how this feud leapt from the tabloids to the courtroom. Now, in 2012, Johnny Depp and Amber Heard began dating following Depp's split from his longtime partner, French model, actress, singer Vanessa Paradis. Depp and Paradis dated for 14 years and they shared 2 children together. In February of 2015, Depp and Heard officially tied the knot, but as quickly as the pair fell in love, things fell apart just as swiftly. On May 21st, 2016, the LAPD responded to a Saturday night call in which Heard alleged domestic abuse. Law enforcement officials at the time stated they found, quote, no evidence of any crime, and Heard did not file any charges. On May 23rd, 2016, Heard officially filed for divorce from Depp, citing irreconcilable differences. 4 days later, Heard appeared in a Los Angeles court with a bruised cheek to request a temporary restraining order against Depp. In a sworn declaration, Heard alleged that her then husband, 23 years her senior, had, quote, violently attacked her and thrown a cell phone at her face with extreme force. Photographs submitted to the court show Heard with a large bruise on her face, along with broken bottles.
This is the other one. This is the other instance. This is the other instance that's like definitely at least a little bit on Amber Heard's side. This and the private jet incident, out of all the 14 incidents, are the only ones that you will ever hear from mainstream media for the most part, or like the rape accusations as well. Because those are the only ones where, I mean, yeah, this is fucking obviously blown up specifically to fucking make it look worse than it actually is. But these are the two instances where Johnny Depp, definitely, there's at least enough evidence to showcase and enough inconsistency in the testimony on Johnny Depp's team with respect to like what they said in the immediate hours after, between text message communication between Amber Heard and Johnny Depp's team, show that these two alone is enough to say Johnny Depp was also abusive in the relationship, and that that is precisely the reason why Amber Heard will most likely be able to get away with saying that Johnny Depp was abusive.
Picture frames and shattered.
Despite being a manipulative person and despite being the main abusive party in this relationship, okay? For the record.
Glass on the floor. Heard alleges that, quote, during the entirety of our relationship, Johnny has been verbally and physically abusive, end quote. Heard further claimed that she, quote, endured excessive emotional, verbal, and physical abuse, which has included angry, hostile, humiliating, and threatening assaults to me whenever I questioned his authority or disagreed with him. Now, in her filings, Heard recounted an alleged April 21st assault wherein Depp allegedly came home drunk as Heard's birthday party was ending, threw a champagne bottle at a wall, grabbed her hair, violently shoved her to the floor, and Heard also alluded to, quote, one severe incident in December 2015 when I truly feared for my life.
The December 2015 severe incident is fucking bullshit. I'll say it, okay? I don't have 100% proof, but I mean, pretty close to it with like additional testimony that you have heard from people who literally support Heard. It makes no fucking sense, okay? There's no, like her retelling and her account and assessment of the situation is so far beyond what people that are like in her immediate circle have said that it makes no sense. Like, talking about like having fucking both of her eyes, like she had two black eyes, like both of them, and like her nose was broken and all this other shit. Her like she thought like her ribs were broken. Like that's how badly fucking Johnny Depp beat. That's how badly Johnny Depp beat her. And then just dropped. Apparently, you're capitalizing and making memes when you shouldn't. I don't care. A tears counter, smirk counter, laugh, tears counter. I mean, I didn't do any of this shit, so I don't know why the fuck they're saying this about me, especially considering the fact that, you know, I'm a fucking news broadcaster, dumbasses at Kotaku. I do, you know, kind of what you do, you know? Why am I, what the fuck? There are moments where Amber clearly lied 100% in front of the court. Doesn't it take away her reliability? Yes, it does. Such a severe beating and none of her friends took her to the hospital? Yes. Especially like a broken nose. You can't get away with that. There needs to be medical records. And hey, guess what? There was a semblance of a medical record in that December 2015 incident, and that was Amber Heard's friend and also personal nurse. She actually visited Amber Heard in the immediate aftermath of this abuse, okay? And she literally took fucking notes. And in her notes, she openly stated that she had not seen any visible bruises or anything like that. She was there to drop off some medication, and she literally took notes. The only thing she saw was that her lip was bleeding, and this was not immediately after the abusive incident. This was a day after. But like, she saw that her lip was bleeding, which the Depp's team states is from her picking her lips, which I do all the time too. And it wouldn't be bleeding one day after anyway, regardless, if that was even the fucking abuse. And even if that was literally the extent of the abuse itself, then that's incredibly inconsistent in comparison to what she had said, which was both of her eyes were fucking black and her nose was broken and maybe her her rib cage was broken. I pick my lips as well, so I understand that it happens. Okay, so that is fucking crazy. That was like one of those incidents where I was like, out of all the 14 instances of abuse, like that was incredibly inconsistent testimony, especially considering like what her fucking nurse friend was saying. She had every moment to be on Amber Heard's side, and she did not take that opportunity. So clearly that was important for me, but not important for the Oibrov court, where the judge literally said, famously, oh, well, you know, this nurse who's Amber Heard's friend, we are not going to look into her testimony too deeply, her notes that she took too deeply, because, you know, she was just dropping off medication, so she probably didn't pay too much attention. A medical specialist. Like, you have a perfect expert witness, and you're not going to listen to her fucking testimony? A perfect expert witness who has no reason to say something against Amber Heard, and you're not going to listen to her testimony? You're fucking psycho. You're a piece of shit. Anyway. That's reasonable, though? Yeah, totally, dude. You're right. Yeah, I mean, she went on James Corden, whatever, Corden, or however you say it, the other day. All that sort of stuff is inconsistent and unreliable and doesn't matter. Let me tell you why. Okay? Corbin. Let me tell you why. Because domestic violence can be invisible. And this is something that I've talked about a lot, okay? Domestic violence oftentimes is invisible. You can't see it. The victims of domestic violence will feel a deep sense of shame and will work to hide it from their friends. So you can be in a situation where like you're being domestically abused by your partner, not even personally recognize it yourself because you're constantly getting fucking gaslit. And also on top of that, lash out at the world, not realizing that you need an outlet, but not realizing that like that's the reason why you are deeply sad and frustrated all the fucking time and scared. And on top of that, you hide your fucking bruises and you lie to people regularly and tell them like, no, things are fine, he didn't mean it, right? If that was the case, like, so you absolutely can be in a abusive partnership and totally hide it. So, you know, that is the reason why I don't pay too much attention to like, oh, she went to a TV show the next day. But I do pay attention to her makeup artist or another fucking stylist and a makeup artist saying that she had no visible bruises even without makeup on. That's important. That's actually testimony from a witness that was literally there. That is significantly more important to me and should be to you as well than her going on fucking a TV show the next day. Like, that doesn't really matter.
People magazine would later publish a photo purportedly from this incident. In opposition to these motions,
like
Depp's
that was
lawyers,
like this is bullshit, dude. I mean, this is straight up
photo
bullshit.
purportedly,
like, what the fuck? Like, there's literally nothing in this. Like, this is what? Okay, you have no makeup on. What the fuck? Like, this is not okay. Anyway,
from this incident. In opposition to these motions, Depp's lawyers claimed the allegations were false and accused Heard of, quote, attempting to secure a premature financial resolution by alleging abuse. On May 27th of that year, the judge granted.
For the record, there was also the reason why the Depp team is saying this, of course, is also because like one of their fights was literally around like Johnny Depp trying to secure a post-nuptial agreement, not a prenup, because he fucking, you know, failed on that one. GG's, take the L. But he wanted to secure a post-nuptial agreement, and she literally, one of their big blowout fights happened as a consequence of Johnny Depp suggesting that.
Granted Heard's temporary restraining order, ordering Depp to stay at least 100 yards away and avoid all contact until a June 17th follow-up hearing that would decide whether the order should be made permanent. But hours before the scheduled hearing, Heard and Depp released a joint statement announcing that they had resolved their dispute. Quote, our relationship was intensely passionate and at times volatile, but always bound by love. Neither party has made false accusations for financial gain. There was never any intent of physical or emotional harm. Now, in August of 2016, Depp and Heard reached a divorce settlement, with Heard allegedly pledging to donate $7 million to the American Civil Liberties Union and the Children's Hospital of Los Angeles. In August of 2021, a New York judge partially granted Depp's motion to force the ACLU to produce documents to show if she did in fact donate the $7 million, a fact that remains contested by Depp. And after the divorce was finalized in January of 2017, Depp's attorney Laura Wasser released the following statement, quote, we're pleased to put this unpleasant chapter in Mr. Depp and his family's lives behind them. Having his request for entry of the dissolution of judgment granted today made it a particularly lucky Friday the 13th. Now, while Depp's attorneys declared their client's intention to put this chapter behind him, the British tabloids would not extend Mr. Depp such a courtesy. Which takes us to how the UK lawsuit got filed. Now, following the divorce, both Heard and Depp continued to pursue their respective acting careers. Heard reprised her role as Mara from Aquaman for Joss Whedon's Justice League in 2017, while Depp returned as Captain Jack Sparrow for the 5th Pirates of the Caribbean installment. But as Depp was preparing to reprise his role as the eponymous villain in J.K. Rowling's Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald, The Sun, a British tabloid, fired a shot across the pond by rehashing Heard's abuse allegations. On April 27, 2018, the Sun executive editor Dan Wooten published an article entitled, Gone Potty, How Can J.K. Rowling Be Genuinely Happy Casting Wife-Beater Johnny Depp in the New Fantastic Beast Film? Writing that, quote, overwhelming evidence was filed to show Johnny Depp engaged in domestic violence against his wife Amber Heard. Wooten accused the Harry Potter author of, quote, providing Depp total rehabilitation in the eyes of the movie industry by allowing Depp to star.
Yeah, fucking News Corp, baby. Rupert Murdoch strikes again. This is like they had the amicable split, okay, and then as you know, our handsome legal reviewer here is openly stating the Sun kind of stirred the pot again, the tabloids in this situation.
In the Fantastic Beasts sequel. Now, Depp's response to the article was swift. On June 1st, 2018, Depp sued the parent company that publishes The Sun in England for libel, demanding a minimum of $200,000 plus legal fees. Depp's attorneys argued the article defamed him by presuming the actor was guilty of domestic violence against his former wife, highlighting the use of the term wife beater. Now, Depp's counsel maintained that these, quote, reputation-destroying and career-ending allegations were untrue and caused the actor, quote, serious harm, the threshold standard for defamation in England. In its defense, the Sun's parent company argued that there was sufficient evidence to show that Depp was, quote, violent towards Miss Heard on multiple occasions during their relationship, making the term wife beater an accurate statement.
Now, that is, in my opinion, this is overlooking some of the most insane parts of this trial, which hasn't gotten a lot of coverage from anyone except for Matt Watson's analysis that was really good on the matter. But the Sun court case was fucking bananas, where they identified 14 instances of abuse, including ones where like Amber Heard was openly physically confrontational with Johnny Depp, like openly, had a lot more evidence that she had hit Johnny Depp. And in 12 of those 14 instances, wait, not Matt Watson, fucking not Super Mega, no. What was it? Matt Orchard, not Matt Watson. Sorry. God damn, you guys are such fucking freaks, dude. No, Matt Orchard's analysis was really good on this. Matt Orchard, our Kiwi friend, he's very good at this sort of stuff. I think his coverage was really good on this. But anyway, as I was saying, not many people talked about this, but like the UK Oibrov judge, personally, I think did a horribly biased and awful job of adjudicating in this process, even though technically there was enough, because Johnny Depp had also been physically abusive against Amber Heard, there was enough for them to at the very least say like, well, it's technically true, you know, you did beat her. But instead of that, the judge also stated that because of his alcohol and drug abuse, or because of his like alcoholic, because of his like spiraling and relapse behavior, that, there was at least enough evidence to suggest that Johnny Depp was the violent and responsible party in 12 of the 14 acts of violence, including in ones where Amber Heard literally fucking cut Johnny Depp's finger off. Think about that. It blows my fucking mind, like that the judge straight up was like, yeah, you deserved it. Anyway.
Statement. And in support of its claims, the company relied on 14 alleged incidents of physical abuse against Heard that...
You believe his finger story? Do I believe that like a fucking bottle that exploded ultimately ended up like cutting his fucking finger? Yes, I do believe that. Why wouldn't I believe that? What do you believe? Do you believe that he like sat there, took a knife and like chopped this fucking finger off? Because that was kind of Amber Heard's team's argument. Is that what you believe? You think Johnny Depp literally was like, oh, it's time. I'm Johnny Depp. I love cutting my dominant hand's finger off. I love getting a knife and cutting my dominant hand's finger off. Remember, dominant hand. If he fucking cut like his non-dominant hand, if he got the pinky like he's fucking Yakuza, that's one thing. There's audio of her after cutting his finger off with the doctor. Yeah, I know there is. The doctor comes in and they are like, holy shit, we can't find his finger. Nah, they switched it up. She said he cut it off with a phone yesterday or something. That's what I'm saying. It's like fucking bullshit, okay? It's bullshit. Like, there's a lot of inconsistencies with her testimony as well.
Reportedly occurred between 2013 and 2016.
You forget he was under the influence of drugs and have a habit of being aggressive during various influences? Dude, being aggressive under the influence of drugs does not mean you're going to fucking cut your finger off. What is wrong with you people? Some of you literally think if you're like an addict that you are liable to do anything. Ludwig said he believed her. I do not believe her at all. That's crazy. Also, she's on fucking drugs all the time too. What the fuck? Yo, why do motherfuckers think that like Amber Heard is not constantly on drugs? Since when?
Though neither Depp nor Heard were on trial, the case was essentially a dress rehearsal for the pair's Virginia defamation trial, with both Depp and Heard giving live testimony detailing an array of graphic allegations. When Depp took the stand, he acknowledged wide-ranging drug problems, which he referred to as, quote, the monster. But Depp accused Heard of making up allegations and insisting that he was, quote, not a violent person, especially with a woman, a characterization that was backed up in sworn statements from former partners Winona Ryder and Vanessa Paradis. Depp portrayed Heard as the aggressor in the relationship, accusing her of repeatedly belittling him and frequently turning physically violent during their tumultuous marriage, saying, quote, it was sort of a rapid-fire, sort of endless parade of insults. Quote, you know, looking at me like I was a fool and I was having difficulty in my mind, of course, and in my heart dealing with that sort of barrage. Depp further alleged that Heard would sometimes strike out in anger or frustration. And regarding an alleged headbutting incident in December of 2015 at his LA penthouse, Depp testified he was trying to hold Heard back from hitting
I believe this, by the way. I do believe this.
him, and their foreheads collided by accident. Depp also...
I 100% believe that way more than I believe Amber Heard's testimony, which is that Johnny Depp opened up and fucking headbutted her like Zinedine Zidane, okay? Which was, in his testimony, he says she's hitting him from behind, okay? She's punching him from behind. He turns around and he tries to grab her, and their heads collide. Now, the reason why I'm saying this is because Zin, not Zen. Did I say it wrong? Okay, not Zidane, okay? He headbutted her like Tanjiro, okay? He ran around and headbutted her like Tanjiro. Fucking bullshit. What? Hasan, can't wait you say crap about the word bitch, you soy boy. Dude, never link a fucking Keemstar tweet, okay? Don't do that. Did Amber Heard do cocaine on the stand? No, dude. What the fuck is wrong with people? Oh my god. Okay. In every single incident, you have to think like, what is the beneficiary party here? And what will they benefit from behaving in this way? You know what I mean? Why the fuck would she do cocaine on the stand?
Also detailed a purported March 2015 argument in Australia that led to part of his finger being sliced off due to a thrown vodka bottle. Depp contended that Heard saw him drinking for the first time in a while, and she threw a bottle of vodka that narrowly missed his head before throwing a larger bottle that did strike his head. Photos provided by Depp's counsel purported to show Depp with a bloody finger and a cigarette burn on his face. For her part, Heard denied injuring Depp, contending that her ex severed his own finger during a drug and alcohol binge after repeatedly smashing a wall-mounted phone.
Yes, dude, I saw the clip. I promise you, it makes you look fucking insane, okay? Yes, she's blowing into her nose. She's trying to open up her fucking nose. That's what you do when your nose is like fucked up, okay? When your nose is full. That's a normal thing that human beings do. What the fuck is wrong with you guys? Oh my god. Oh my fucking god. Please stop. Be normal. Be normal. Be normal. Be normal. Be normal. Oh my god, be normal.
Phone against the wall. Heard testified that Depp, fueled by drugs and alcohol, hit, slapped, and shoved Heard, pulling her hair and threw bottles, quote, like grenades at Heard at various incidents between 2013 and 2016. On cross-examination, Heard denied the characterization of Depp's lawyers that she was the one who struggled with drugs and alcohol, that she was the one who abused him, and that she was the one who was controllingly manipulative, not Depp. Now, under cross-examination, Depp admitted it was possible that he destroyed the phone, stating, quote, "I remember ripping the phone off the wall." Depp also admitted that he had previously taken responsibility for severing his finger, though Depp claimed that he was only trying to protect Heard when he had to tell the production company the injury prevented him from working on set. And Depp also confirmed that he wrote messages for Heard in blood, paint, and lipstick, including, quote, "I love you,"
Yeah, the painting stuff is just like the homie is just deeply disturbed, okay?
and, quote, "good luck," which he did to indicate he felt the relationship was over. And in a trial that had the couple airing out their dirty laundry, Depp also detailed an alleged incident involving literal dirty laundry. Supposedly on the night of Heard's birthday party in April of 2016, Depp says he arrived late due to a meeting he was attending. Depp testified that Heard was furious with him, hitting him multiple times after the party ended before he left and spent the night at another home. Depp said that he planned to retrieve items the next morning after Heard left for Coachella, but was told by someone at the home who texted him a photo not to return because there was poop in the bed.
Do it.
Quote,
Talk about
"There's
it.
a
Give us your legal analysis on this right now. Do it. Legal. I want to hear you talk about the poop. Motherfuckers are out here not talking about the poop, and I need to hear it. Give us the poop analysis. Did she or did she not poop to bed? Was it a boyfriend, potentially? Another party? Was there a party pooping incident? What kind of... You live close and have more celeb status to meet Heard and Depp compared to UA chatters. Maybe you can meet them and point at the sun, and you can measure which of the two has the widest nostril. What will that accomplish? There could have been, dude, look. Look, I don't give a fuck what the Kotaku article states. I'm out here analyzing the poop footage like the Zapruder film, okay? Is there a third-party pooper? Who is the one who's pooping? Who shit the bed, literally and figuratively, okay? This is our generation's JFK shooting. You need to understand. The grassy knoll. Where did the poop come from? Also, yeah, I tweeted and gave legitimacy to the Kotaku article. But it's fucking ridiculous. I mean, they didn't even like mention me that much. They basically just said like, "Oh, Twitch streamers from this to this." But it's kind of fucked up that they're like, you know, that they're upset that like I'm covering a fucking trial that is being covered by everybody. You expect me to believe they just happened to find the turd on the hospital gurney completely not deformed? I'm just saying, I need to know. I need to know the poop thing. It's like, it's lived in my mind for a while now.
Graph of the bed, our bed, and on my side of the bed was human fecal matter, so I understood why it wasn't a good time to go down there. He continued, "My initial response to that was, I mean, I laughed. It was so outside, it was so bizarre, and so grotesque that I could only laugh." Depp had previously claimed in a written statement that Heard or one of her friends were the culprit and alleged that Heard had called this, quote, "just a harmless prank." But Depp said that incident was when he knew their marriage was over, and a month later, Heard filed.
I mean, to be fair, like, no matter how hard you are getting abused in a relationship, like when someone takes a shit in your bed, when there's like an actual dookie moment, when you have what did one of the chatters call it? A butt burrito lobbed gently on your fucking side of the bed, it's over. It's a wrap. You're done. You know, that's like a real, you know, that's a real clarifying moment where you're just like, okay, this is over. We can't do this. This is it's done. It's done. It's super done. A water shit moment. Yes. He laid some boo-boo across a fresh linen. Latest intel on the poop situation. Okay, stop sending me the Always Sunny in Philadelphia one.
For divorce. Heard has denied any role in this whodunit, suggesting the story is fabricated simply to humiliate her.
Wait, what? There's literally there's photos and there's witnesses. What the fuck are you saying? The cleaning lady was like, this is the worst day of my life. She saw it too. She blamed the fucking teacup Yorkie or whatever, like the fucking 5-pound little nugget dog that she has. That's the size of the poop. The dog is the size of the poop. Okay, that was insane too. Okay, let's see.
So yeah, the British trial was incredibly colorful. And after hearing all of the evidence, the UK court sided with the Sun and rejected Depp's libel claims. In his November 2020 opinion, Justice Andrew Nichol concluded that the Sun had met its burden of proof and that the Sun's allegations that Depp engaged in unprovoked attacks and violent conduct against his then wife that caused her to be in fear for her life were true, quote, on the balance of the probabilities, meaning the abuse allegations were more likely than not to be true. The justice did not accept Depp's characterization of Heard as a gold digger who had, quote, constructed a hoax and as an insurance policy in the event the...
Simp, dude, I don't usually use this term. I don't use this term loosely, but this motherfucker was a simp, okay? The judge was crazy. The judge was fucking down bad. Like, the judge could have fucking said, listen, at least in the eyes of the honorable court of the United Kingdom, in at least 2 of the 14 incidents, Johnny Depp was seen in a manner consistent with with an abusive partner, physically striking Amber Heard. However, which means that the defamation suit stands or cannot stand. And the Sun's terminology on its own merits are acceptable. But that's not what the judge did. The judge literally was like, nah, dude, actually, Amber, you're fucking queen, and you're so right. And even when you fucking beat him, you were in the right. He literally fucking said, even in instances where Amber Heard beat Johnny Depp, she was still in the right. Like, that's insane, dude. Even when there were witnesses that completely contradicted Amber Heard's testimony, and that witness was a friend of Amber Heard, and that witness who was a friend of Amber Heard was literally a medical professional with actual notes, so she had like the most accurate assessment of the situation in the immediate aftermath, the judge was like, no, we cannot listen to that. We cannot listen to these things. Let's not let, medical professionals. What's a medical professional, really? It's rubbish. All right. Anyway, it was fucking bullshit.
Marriage fell apart. Among the incidents the judge found to be substantially true were the 2 events alluded to in Heard's 2016 application for domestic violence restraining order, the May 2016 assault with Depp's phone, and...
He's not saying she was right. He's saying that the tabloid was able to print it based on the amount of proof. Yeah, I know. I agree that the tabloid was able to print that based on the amount of proof available. Okay? What I disagree with is not having an even-handed approach and like basically in a civil litigation legitimizing 14 acts of abuse or 12 acts out of the 14 acts of abuse that were completely illegitimate. I know that because Johnny Depp was not a perfect victim, okay? Because he was not a perfect victim and he was actually abusive back in certain circumstances that you could technically, it's fucked up, but you could technically say that, okay? At least legally speaking. Having said that, however, the judge like going overboard and legitimizing other instances where like even Amber Heard admittedly was abusive is fucking bullshit. Are you mansplaining here? I am a man. Everything I do, and I explain a lot of stuff. I'm always mansplaining. This is the mansplaining hour, power hour. I'm never not mansplaining. So... that's something that you don't like. You can go find someone else who's not a man to explain things to you.
And the severe December 2015 incident where Depp allegedly threw a decanter at Heard in the penthouse, headbutted her, and pulled large chunks of hair from her scalp before an appearance on James Corden's Late Late Show. And the justice did not find Depp's claim that Heard was responsible for severing his fingertip to be credible. And as for the poop in the bed incident, well,
Like, that's wild, dude. You're fucking a dick.
the judge blamed the dog. Quote, "For what it's worth, I consider it unlikely that Miss Heard or one of her friends was responsible," reasoning in part that Depp was out of the house at the time of the incident and Heard was the one likely to suffer from the effects. The judge concluded, quote, "It was therefore a singularly ineffective means for Miss Heard or one of her friends to get back at Mr. Depp." Your mileage may vary on that.
That's not even true. She was leaving for Coachella, though. So that's the thing. Like, again, the Oybrow judge fucked up. And these things have, like, importance, right? This is a court case.
Reasoning. In response to the ruling, Depp's representative stated they found the decision, quote, "as perverse as it is bewildering," and immediately announced their intention to appeal. But in March of 2021, Depp's appeal was rejected, and the Court of Appeals ruled that the lower court case was, quote, "full and fair," and the trial judge's conclusions, quote, "have not been shown to even arguably be vitiated by any error or approach of mistake of law," and concluded the appeal has no real prospect of success and that there is no other compelling reason for it to be heard. On appeal, Depp's counsel had argued they did not get a fair hearing and that Heard was an unreliable witness. And as evidence of her unreliability, Depp's counsel asserted that Heard has not kept her promise to donate her $7 million divorce settlement to charity. And the fallout from Depp's spectacular defeat was immediate. Following the November ruling, Depp announced he was leaving the Fantastic Beasts franchise after Warner Brothers requested his resignation. And that takes us to the good old US of A, because what makes Depp's defeat so notable is that the odds of prevailing on a libel claim are much higher in England than in the US. In England, the party accused of defamation has the burden of proving that their claim is, quote, "substantially true." Now, that's the opposite in the US, where the defamed person has the burden of proving.
For the record, this is the reason why, it's actually, like, defamation cases are much easier to pull off in the UK than it is in the US.
That the libelous statements are false. Another reason US defamation cases are hard to win is that public figures like Depp must prove the defamatory statements were made with actual malice, meaning that they were public.
Okay, I have COVID. I still have COVID. I mean, I'm negative, but, like, I have COVID brain. So, you know, be nice to me. Be nice to me. Be nice to me, or you're being ableist. Okay, fuck you. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. Did you see this? Oh no, Paul Joseph Watson, in recent audio verified by Byline Times, Watson unloads racial epithets and talks about wiping Jews off the face of the earth, showing what's underneath that branding. No! You mean to tell me internet's most common incel Nazi is actually an incel Nazi? That's crazy. That's crazy. Oh, color me surprised. Okay.
Published with knowledge of being false or reckless disregard for their truth or falsity.
No way.
Again, actual malice has nothing to do with not liking a person. It is an evidentiary standard, and it's not particularly well named. It's a legal term of art. And even with these built-in advantages, Depp still lost twice in the UK. In the face of Depp's double defeat, some have characterized Depp's legal strategy as a complete flop. And remember, not only have 2 British courts found Heard's abuse allegations to be substantially true, but Depp's efforts have had the unintended Streisand effect of amplifying these allegations. After all, if not for Depp's multiple lawsuits, there would be no reason for this channel to make a video on this controversy to the millions of Legal Eagle subscribers. It's a case of life imitating art, I guess. But Depp's defenders insist that the British trial was not fairly decided, that new evidence has since come forward that paints a different picture.
Like, I think that, okay, so once again, I do think that the British trial, like, the ultimate verdict was going to be the same no matter what, most likely, because, like, yeah, there is at least evidence that Johnny Depp was physically abusive, at least even if it was in one incident, right? So technically, if they're going to be dickheads, they're going to fucking do that. They can use that. They can say that. And that's part of the reason why I also think it's not going to happen in America either. That's the reason why I think that he's going to lose the defamation suit in America either, as well. But the judge was also fucking crazy, both in the UK. What if he actually wins? I don't think so. I think that's like I don't think so. But soldiers are just riffing on Ethan Lamau. Ethan giving Hasan a high five. That's we'll look at this stuff in a little bit. Hold on. And we'll look at the lies that women tell.
Particularly with new audio that purports to show Heard admitting to abusing Depp. So after all of this, we find ourselves back on American soil as Depp attempts another bite at the defamation apple, hoping this time he will be vindicated. And particularly at issue in the American trial is an op-ed that Amber Heard published on December 18th, 2018, 6 months after Depp filed the UK libel action, where she published in the Washington Post an article entitled, "I spoke up against sexual violence and faced our culture's wrath. That has to change." Heard wrote, quote, "Like many women, I had been harassed and sexually assaulted by the time I was of college age."
Do you think it's because Depp is an imperfect victim? Yes. I think it's because of that, and also because like Amber Heard was like straight up, you know, turning around and basically writing the narrative aggressively in the aftermath of the Sun defamation case. She, I feel like, seized on an opportunity there to be like, oh, I was never abusive. I was a victim of abuse instead. Crazy how that happened. Wild. Look at me. And now, just like no matter what happens, it's no matter what happens, it's not going to, you know, it's not going to change anything. The only I don't think he's going to win the fucking defamation suit, but at the very least, like, be more aware of his experience in the matter, at least. And I think that's a W overall.
But I kept quiet. I did not expect filing complaints to bring justice, and I didn't see myself as a victim. Then, 2 years ago, I became a public figure representing domestic abuse, and I felt the full force of our culture's wrath for women who speak out. And in March 2019, Depp responded to the op-ed by filing a $50 million defamation lawsuit against his ex-wife, contending Heard's article contained, quote, "categorically and demonstrably false claims of domestic abuse." Quote, "The op-ed depended on the central premise that Miss Heard was a domestic abuse victim and that Mr. Depp perpetrated domestic violence against her." Depp's lawyers also wrote in the complaint, quote, "Her allegations are part of an elaborate hoax to generate positive publicity for Miss Heard and advance her career." The complaint, which again are just allegations from one side, charged that Heard had incalculably damaged the actor's reputation and derailed his career, highlighting that Disney fired Depp from the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise 4 days after the publication of Heard's article. And though the article does not mention Depp by name, a party alleging defamation need not be specifically named so long as there are enough identifying facts the person reading it would reasonably understand that the statements refer to the plaintiff. And in August of 2020, Heard countersued for $100 million, arguing that Depp's denial of the abuse effectively accused Heard of committing perjury to obtain the 2016 domestic violence restraining order, which defamed her character. Heard also accused Depp of orchestrating an online smear campaign against Heard in violation of Virginia's laws against online harassment. Now, some of you might be wondering why this case is going to trial at all, given that it appears to have already been litigated in another forum in the UK. And there is a principle of law that prevents relitigation of the same cause of action in a second lawsuit between the same parties. It's called claim preclusion, also referred to as res judicata, which is Latin for a matter decided. Basically, it's like double jeopardy, but for civil suits. And there's also issue preclusion, or collateral estoppel, preventing a party from relitigating an issue once a court has already ruled on it. Now, Heard's lawyers tried to get the US lawsuit thrown out because of some of the claims that were...
What is it? I hate that the Children's Hospital of LA has had to write to her letters asking for the money she promised them. That's beyond gross. I thought that Johnny Depp was like directly... I thought Johnny Depp directly donated the millions to the Children's Hospital. Is that true? You see Amber's text to Elon? She saved him as Rocket Man in her phone wall. Yeah, I mean, whatever. They're fucking weird. She was supposed to give the half of the $7 million to the ACLU and the other half to the Children's Hospital. No, not ACLU. I thought she was giving it to fucking. I thought she was giving it to like a domestic abuse charity.
already decided in the UK, but the judge denied the
And a
motion.
children's hospital.
Like most things in law, there were arguments on both sides of these issues. And in particular, Amber Heard was not a defendant in the UK case. She was only a witness. Depp was a party though, and he appealed his case to the highest court in the UK and lost. But because Heard wasn't a party in the UK case, remember Depp sued the Sun and the Sun's parent company, and a few other reasons, Amber Heard was not able to benefit from claim preclusion and res judicata to prevent Depp from being able to sue in Virginia. And then also, American courts reject foreign judgments that don't live up to American standards of free speech. And there's a law, the Securing the Protection of Our Enduring and Established Constitutional Heritage Act, prevents U.S. courts from enforcing foreign defamation judgments that don't comport with First Amendment protections. So even if Depp had won his case and then asked American courts to recognize the judgment, the court probably would have rejected his lawsuit. Of course, now Depp has a second bite at the apple, and if he wins, it would be really unusual given his loss in a country with a lower standard for proving defamation. But either way, it's entirely possible that Johnny Depp's career is over, and the jury is out whether that's Amber Heard's fault or not. But the point may not be about winning a legal victory, but about winning a PR victory and rehabilitating Depp's image. And it seems like he's made some progress in that respect. Though the Virginia trial has already turned into a complete circus, I'll have to do another video summarizing all the craziness that has already occurred, including Heard's lawyer objecting to himself and Johnny Depp becoming an expert on hearsay.